Hey everybody, this is Dark Side Elite here, and yeah, I'm gonna make this one of my review shows about the Mandalorian. It is my God, I love this series. This is a really good series, and it's going the way I knew it was gonna go. They still have the Mandalorian, the same exact person, and all Baby Yoda is doing is just bringing the hilarity. They're bringing the heart, and he's just being that parent. He's now a parent, and he's taking care of this kid and he was this is quite possibly one of their best episodes. I didn't know Dallas Bryce Howard did this. I didn't know it was Ron Howard's daughter that did this episode. I applaud her. She did a great job with this episode. She brought a lot of heart. She brought a lot of love, and she brought a lot to the character himself, to the point where even he was might abandon himself away from becoming a Mandalorian because he was going to break one of his rules, one of the rules of the Mandalorian clan, and it was a great episode. I applaud them. They brought in an ATST and they made it look monstrous. They made it look dangerous, and it was great. Gina Carano did a great job with the character. She was believable, and it was just, oh my God, it was really really good. Um, I don't want to spoil this episode. I think a lot of you should watch it. Um, I know how you guys feel about Disney Plus, and I know a lot of you are not going to want to watch it. But this show, if it ever gets on Netflix or whatever, if you're able to watch this, watch it. It is a great series. Um, One thing I'm gonna get, we're gonna probably hear is, and I'm gonna throw this out there. This episode focused on women doing things that make sense. Okay, Gina Carano, her character was an ex Imperial who turned rebel. She fought in the wars. So she could handle herself. She was almost dead on even with the Mandalorian. She probably could have beaten him. But it showed that they were at a tie. I know we're not going to win the argument. Oh, she should be able to beat him. Huh? That makes no sense. Because one, she jumped him she jumped him from behind basically, and started throwing him all over the place, using her martial arts, tearing them all over the place, and it ended with a blaster right in each other's faces. She thought that he was after her for a bounty. He thought that she was after him because of a bounty. So they thought they were after each other for the bounty because they're both mercs. They're both mercenaries. Um, um, Also, one of the best things is they're using Baby Yoda to bring a little bit more hilarity to it, a little bit more hilarity to it, and I think that they're doing Baby Yoda very very well. It is cute, it is adorable, but it's a good plot point. It's a good character point for the Mandalorian because he wants to blast these people, but he's being very cautious about blasting people in front of this child. And yes, it's a 50-year-old child, but it's still in a term an effing baby. It is still a baby, okay? And he's not gonna do that unless he has to. And and they're doing a really good job. And also, the woman that the Mandalorian meets, they showcase the fact that she's the only person that knows how to use a blaster. Now, people can try to defend and say, okay, how the hell would she know that? Okay, to give the exposition about that, guess what? It will take too long. It will take way too long. Because the way she was doing it was she was basically holding the gun and shooting it. And okay, it was actually pretty entertaining. But I guarantee the SJW is going to be all over this episode screaming out the fact that, oh, a woman had to save the whole city, save their whole town, while the Mandalorian takes the victory, or however they want to spin it. But no, I think the episode was done very well. They got down to the nitty gritty about that. These people are farmers, and the one woman that was again was the one that was the aim shooter. She's not like the rest of them, and we didn't get very much of her, but I felt that it was fine. I felt that it was okay. They didn't get into the thing where she can blast every person out of the sky. She's able to hold the gun and be able to shoot it almost in pinpoint accuracy, which was actually very entertaining. But she wasn't actually taking control of the whole field and blasting everybody out of the sky, all the enemies. No, she was missing like anybody else, but she's got some good points in. So I was like, okay. She didn't take command. She knew that, okay, I mean, I'm a good shooter, but she's not a leader. They listened to, I don't know, Gina Carano. Because the Mandalorian said she's fought in wars. She's led people. You need to listen to her, or we're all gonna die. And he even listened to her. She brought up a couple of points. I mean, he brought up a couple of points, and she listened to him. So they were relying on each other. Because even as a Mandalorian, he's a mercenary. They're not Mandalorians from whatever clan he's from. They're not leaders. He's more of a doer. He's more of like a ground sergeant than anything else. Gina Carano is a general. Her character is a general. So I don't understand how you could say, try to spin this however you wish. But her character was done very, very well. I actually liked it. And again, Baby Yoda was in the episode, but he was more as a cute point for all the kids to play with and everything else. So we got to affirm the point that he cannot take his helmet off in front of other people. And she asked him, says, so when was the last time you took off that helmet? He says, yesterday when I ate. She's like, when was the last time you took it off in front of other people? He goes, oh, I wasn't as young, I wasn't as old as they were. And she's like, what? So we get the point that he has never taken off his helmet for any other person since he was a child. And that shows how committed he is. And it shows how badass he is. That he is that disciplined to keep his helmet on. So I'm very, very happy with that. I think that they did a really, really good job with that. It made a lot of sense that they are committed to that. That no one's supposed to know what the Mandalorian looks like. You're not supposed to know. Even though if you really look at the type of people that they've been using for, most of the other Mandalorians, guess what? They're islanders. They're all islanders. You can go from the Moya clan, from Jason Momoa, Tiki Watiki, all the ones that we know of. All the islanders. Hell, The Rock. You can use any one of them and put them as a Mandalorian. They're all islanders, which is cool. That's a cool concept. So I'm very happy with that part. And then when she gives him the food and leaves, he takes his helmet off and eats his food as he's watching Baby Yoda play with the kids. And you're like, wow. Yeah, he doesn't take his helmet off unless he's going to eat. That's cool. So they deal with the Raiders, and they kind of find out the Raiders actually have an ATST, which they reprogrammed to almost look like a monster. And they're using it to terrorize this village, so they can gather their food and whatever their crops, so they can be able to take it and sell it. So they go in, destroy the crop, which forces those raiders to come, and they have this huge battle scene. And of course, they had the traditional scene where they show to them the how to be able to defend themselves, the people that have guns and everything else. And of course, they had the problems where some people were not holding the weapons right, not blasting anything, not able to hit the air if it was in their face, such like stuff like that. So I was actually okay with that, and it felt like Magnificent Seven. It felt like a Magnificent Seven, which was great. So then we get to the battle. And they're about to lose because the ATST would not fall into this pit that Gina Carano's character created, because she knew that was the only way to take it down. Like you have to disable its legs so they could be able to blast the inside of it open so it could take it out. So when the battle was happening, the ATST looked and said, "No, I'm not doing all that." So it stayed where it was at and blasted everything else. but she ran up with his rifle, which can disintegrate, and use it to actually make him start to walk forward. At the very end of it, um, the woman Gina Carano blasted the inside of it, which caused it to stumble and walk forward further and fall into the hole. And the Mandalorian grabbed his grenade, his thermal detonator, ran, threw it inside, and got the heck out of there, and it blew the whole thing apart. And when that happened, the main raider, excuse me, the main raider saw it, but only got stabbed in the gut like 3 times by some of the farmers and got killed, which forced all the other men to go, okay, leader drop, we're out, and they leave, they run, and the people celebrate it, and they gave their thanks to the Mandalorian and even Gina Carano's character. I'm sorry, I do not know her name, the character's name, but I'm calling her Gina Carano. Gina Carano's a gorgeous woman. I'm hella happy with that. I'm glad they're giving her I'm glad that they're giving Gina Carano some roles. I mean, this woman could do a really good job and she could fight. I don't understand that nonsense. It's kind of weird. But this was before. No, he makes a word that he's going to leave Baby Yoda here because he says the universe is a harsh place and he doesn't want this child to go all over the place. But we come to find out that there's a bounty hunter on this planet, and he's about to shoot the Baby Yoda. And as he's about to shoot, you hear a gigantic blast. He pulls out his rifle and walks over. The kids are scared. Baby Yoda's, curling away, and you kind of find out that Gina Carano shot the guy in the back. The Mandalorian walked over and said, "It's another one." He goes, "Yep, it's another one." And he goes, "All right." She goes, "Well, you can't leave him here." And she goes, "I know, I can't." So he basically destroys the device, and those are the devices that they know that they have, that there's a bounty. They know that there's a bounty. So he destroys the device, and he takes Baby, and he says to him that he has to go, and she's about to take off the helmet. He's about to let her, and then he puts his hands and stops her and says, he goes, "That's not the way." He goes, "This is not what he, this is not his destiny. Like, this is not this is not the way for him anymore. This is not the way. He's not a farmer. He's a Mando." So she accepted it, and he walks off, takes Baby Yoda, and scurries away on a little crate. And the people are waving at him, and you see the final scene is Baby Yoda looking, and in a way, it's showing he's depressed. Like, hey, wow, huh? Like, it's more of a huh. Like, he's leaving these nice people, and he doesn't know why. And it's a really, really good episode. I really like it. It's a 4 out of 5 for me. There's still a few things. Like I said, I'm never going to give a show a perfect 10 or a perfect 5, mainly because there's always something small. There's always something small, and I'm going to do it even on this. No, 4.5. I'm sorry, 4.5 for this episode. It's not truly, truly perfect. No show is truly perfect. So 4 out of 5 is more than good, and I think that a lot of people should respect that. I will keep doing these episodes every Friday. Titans is off season now, so I can actually sit down and watch The Mandalorian a little bit more, plot those episodes, and I hope that you guys enjoy. Man, this is a really great show. I am applauding Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, and I'll keep applauding them unless one of the episodes is piss poor. But this show has yet to show a piss poor episode. I'm very happy with it. You guys have a great one, and like I'm going to keep saying, and at the end of these, may the Force be with you. Bye.